They create an entity, like if you put earth, water, fire, and air together, they create all that, which makes a complete unit.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, Cleveland, Ohio, active since 1991. Today's feature, Bone Thugs and Harmony, a name synonymous with innovation, harmony, and blazing lyrical speed, stands as one of hip-hop's most unique and influential groups. Emerging in the early 90s with their genre-defining blend of rapid-fire raps and melodic vocals, the Cleveland-based group made waves that rippled through the music industry. They weren't just a group. They were a phenomenon, crafting a sound that bridged the gap between street poetry and soulful harmonies in a way no one had done before. Bone Thugs seemed destined for eternal greatness, and for a time, they delivered on that promise with electrifying success. From their breakout moment under the mentorship of Eazy-E to their chart-topping hits that dominated the airwaves, Bone Thugs cemented their place in music history. Their masterpiece, E 1999 Eternal, became a cultural touchstone, featuring the hauntingly beautiful The Crossroads, which earned them a Grammy and widespread acclaim. Hits like First of the Month and Thuggish Ruggish Bone resonated deeply with fans who saw their story reflected in the group's raw yet melodic approach to storytelling. Theirs was the perfect storm of talent, timing, and cultural relevance. Bone Thugs arrived at a moment when hip-hop was expanding its boundaries, and they pushed those boundaries further with a style that was both street-smart and soul-stirring. Their ability to harmonize over gritty beats made them stand out in a crowded genre, while their intricate, rapid-fire raps earned them respect among purists. At the same time, their emotionally charged lyrics connected with listeners on a deeper level, addressing themes of love, loss, and survival in ways that felt both personal and universal. Yet, with all their success, an air of what could have been lingers around Bone Thugs and Harmony. Despite dominating the mid-90s and finding a brief resurgence in the mid-2000s with their gold-certified album Strength and Loyalty, their career is often seen as one of unfilled potential. Internal conflicts, industry shifts, and a sound that eventually fell out of step with modern trends, in my opinion, are the biggest reasons why. They remain iconic, but their full potential feels elusive, a tantalizing what-if in the annals of hip-hop history. In this story, we'll delve into their rise, their triumphs, and 3 main reasons their career didn't soar even higher. Bone Thugs and Harmony's story is one of groundbreaking achievement, tempered by missed opportunities, serving as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale for future artists. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Bone Thugs and Harmony's journey began in Cleveland, Ohio, where childhood friends Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone, Busy Bone, Wishbone, and Flesh and Bone came together with a vision to create something new in hip-hop. Their big break came in 1993 when they auditioned for Eazy-E over the phone and impressed him enough to sign them to Ruthless Records. In 1994, they released their debut EP, Creepin' on a Come Up, which included the iconic Thuggish Ruggish Bone. The EP introduced their innovative style, a harmonious mix of rapid-fire rapping and soulful melodies, and set the stage for their mainstream success. Their 1995 album E 1999 Eternal catapulted them into superstardom. Featuring hits like First of the Month and the Grammy-winning The Crossroads, the album topped the charts and solidified their place in hip-hop history. During this period, Bone Thugs and Harmony were not just successful, they were dominant, achieving multi-platinum sales and becoming one of the most talked about groups in music. The group's appeal wasn't limited to just their innovative sound. Their ability to blend heartfelt, emotional themes with street tales resonated deeply with audiences, making them relatable yet larger than life. Songs like The Crossroads captured universal themes of loss and mortality, while tracks like First of the Month became anthems for everyday struggles and celebrations. Their influence extended beyond hip-hop, inspiring future artists across genres to experiment with melodies and harmony. However, after their third album, The Art of War, 1997, which still achieved multi-platinum success, cracks began to show. Group dynamics, legal battles, and industry shifts slowed their momentum. They did find some renewed success in the mid-2000s on Swiss Beats' Full Surface label with the album Strength and Loyalty in 2007, which went gold, but their career never returned to its late 90s heights. Despite their undeniable achievements, many fans are left wondering how much more Bone Thugs-n-Harmony could have achieved without the hurdles they faced. Stunt number 1, internal conflicts and group dynamics. One of the most significant factors that stunted the growth of Bone Thugs-n-Harmony was internal conflict. As a group of 5 distinct personalities, disagreements and personal issues often disrupted their ability to function cohesively. Bizzy Bone in particular was at the center of many disputes, often clashing with other members over creative direction, business decisions, and personal behavior. These issues led to Bizzy being absent from several projects and tours, creating a sense of instability within the group. Flesh and Bone's legal troubles further exacerbated the group's challenges. He was incarcerated for much of the late 90s and early 2000s, leaving the group to function as a quartet during key moments of their career. These disruptions not only affected their creative output, but also their public image, making it difficult for fans to fully invest in a group that seemed perpetually at odds with itself. As hip-hop continued to evolve, Bone Thugs struggled to present a unified front. While individual members occasionally released solo projects, the group's collective work was often delayed or overshadowed by their internal strife. For a group that thrived on their unique chemistry, these fractures proved to be a significant roadblock. Adding to the tension was the pressure of maintaining their early success. The group's initial rise to fame came so quickly that they barely had time to adjust to the demands of the industry. The stress of staying relevant, coupled with personal struggles and disagreements, created an environment where unity was hard to sustain. Even when they came together, the lingering effects of these conflicts often influenced their creative output. Stunt number 2, label and industry challenges. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony's meteoric rise was heavily tied to the guidance of Eazy-E and Ruthless Records. However, Eazy-E's untimely death in 1995 left the group without their key mentor and advocate. Ruthless Records struggled to maintain its momentum without Eazy-E at the helm, and Bone Thugs found themselves navigating a tumultuous industry landscape. The group's relationship with the label grew increasingly strained as they clashed over royalties, creative control, and promotion. This led to periods of inactivity and a lack of consistent support from their label, which hampered their ability to capitalize on their early success. Attempts to transition to other labels in the 2000s, including their stint with Full Surface, provided short-term boosts that lacked the long-term stability they needed. What's more is the music industry itself was undergoing significant changes during Bone Thugs' peak years. The rise of southern rap, crunk, and later trap music shifted the mainstream's attention away from Bone Thugs' melodic, fast-paced style. While they continued to have a loyal fan base, the lack of consistent industry support made it difficult for them to adapt to these changing trends and sustain their dominance. The late 90s and early 2000s also saw the arrival of digital music and piracy, which disrupted traditional album sales. For a group like Bone Thugs, whose strength lie in full album experiences, this shift further complicated their ability to compete in a singles-driven market. Additionally, the group's inability to secure strong marketing and promotional campaigns meant that even when they released solid projects, they often went underappreciated by a wider audience. Stunt number 3, a style out of sync with modern trends. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony's style was both their greatest strength and eventually a limitation. Their intricate, fast-paced raps and harmonized melodies set them apart in the mid-90s, but as hip-hop evolved, their sound became less aligned with mainstream trends. By the early 2000s, the hip-hop landscape was shifting toward more straightforward, beat-driven styles that prioritize simplicity and catchiness. Artists like Nelly, Ludacris, and later trap pioneers leaned into repetitive hooks and accessible flows that dominated the charts. In contrast, Bone Thugs' complex delivery required a level of attention and engagement that didn't align with the rising preference for easily digestible music. Even when Bone Thugs tried to modernize their sound, it often felt out of step with their core identity. Fans who loved them for their originality were resistant to change, while younger audiences gravitated toward emerging artists who better reflected the current demand for simplicity. This left Bone Thugs in a challenging position, too unique to conform, yet too rooted in their signature style to reinvent themselves completely. Another factor was the group's heavy reliance on storytelling and emotionally charged themes, which required listeners to invest deeply in their music. While this approach earned them loyal fans during their prime, it became increasingly difficult to market in an industry that prioritized instant gratification. The rise of platforms like YouTube and streaming services further shifted the focus toward viral hits and trends, areas where Bone Thugs struggled to find footing. All in all, Bone Thugs and Harmony's story is a testament to both their brilliance and the complexities of sustaining success in the music industry. They achieved remarkable feats, from Grammy wins to multi-platinum sales, and their influence can be heard in countless artists who followed. Yet their career serves as a case study in how internal conflict, industry challenges, and evolving trends can limit even the most talented artists. While a full-scale comeback may be unlikely, Bone Thugs and Harmony's legacy remains intact. They continue to tour and perform for devoted fans, serving as a nostalgic reminder of a time when their harmonies and rapid-fire flows reshaped hip-hop. Their contribution to the genre is undeniable, but for these reasons, their growth was stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC, StuntedGrowthMusic, and I'm out.